Well, we're the Connected Vehicles Group. We look at the data that comes from vehicles and the services that you can give connected vehicles. We focus very much on the connected rather than the connected and autonomous, because those two words get very much confused. They're not the same thing. We've in the past connected old vehicles, we connect bikes, we connect all sorts of things that move around on the network. The overall aim is to make people in local authorities particularly aware of the power of connected vehicle data, to get them to understand some of the challenges that they might be faced with and how to overcome them, and also to make sure that people are aware that this will be happening in the future. In the past, people have said, oh, I don't need to know about connected vehicles, I don't need to know about them, I'm just a signals engineer. Well, they're coming and you need to know how to deal with them, and you also need to know the benefits that they'll give for you. Recently we had a webinar which was focused about new and upcoming sources of data, because every year new people come up with new ways of collecting data and new sources. So we had some interesting things about weather data, about collision data, about emergency vehicle data. We produced a list of data for the ITMF bids in terms of stuff that's already there that you can use for free that you might not know about. I'll be hoping that particularly people who are doing bids aren't reinventing the wheel by collecting stuff that already exists. And we helped Zenzik out with their day in the middle of March in terms of talking about some of the services that we do to do with connected vehicles, particularly for local authorities. I think the other thing is there's a big community now growing of people who are looking at sharing data, but also about services and how to move them from PowerPoints to in-vehicle. Our theme for the rest of this year is Connect the Unconnected. So last year the theme was who's paying for it, and we seem to have made some progress on that. 20 million of ITMF is a good start, but also many of our members are starting to see services being procured, which is good. The Connecting the Unconnected involves such things as the people who don't know about the services that are available and the data that's available. The unconnected potentially silos that we could avoid, and so we'll be looking at trying to bring together various projects and various data sources. We're also looking at things other than new cars, but also new cars and automotive, and we've not really had as good a strength of bond with the automotive sector as we would have liked, and we're working on that. And the other thing is to make sure that we don't have any silos within TTF. So we've been working very hard with the National Parking Platform. You see their sign behind, and we'll be demonstrating that hopefully at Leicester in the TTF event. And also we'll be also having some in-vehicle signing demos as well. So we continue our theme of not just talking about the possible long-term future, but showing how local authorities in particular can have services tomorrow. Well, on the greener side, we very much about making use of data that's already been connected rather than installing equipment at the roadside that needs power and comms and installation. That also helps with safety because there's nothing for errant vehicles to hit. And we're more efficient because this data is available in very much larger volumes than you might have done. And large data is the fodder of AI. And together with big data, we think we can achieve some good efficiencies in transport management by looking at how vehicles of all types move around the network and helping them move around the network more efficiently. In particular areas just such as helping the National Parking Platform know what might be a heading for their car parks. So I mentioned earlier on about automotive. We're working hard with our friends at ASIN to make sure that we have much better links into the automotive sector. We'd also like to see some of the really big international data companies take a bit more of an active view. At the moment, we're very much around a group of SMEs and a group of local authorities who are working together. But we'd like to make sure that some of those bigger players are also aware of the opportunity. I've invited them to Leicester, so I'm hoping that they might, at this point, be raising their hands and saying, I'm here, come talk to me.